I'm here to show you guys a brand new home under $300,000 in Marion Oaks. Sellers willing to help with some concessions as well, so let's get started. Also, towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys a big tip on how you can skip the first month and not have to pay the mortgage payment until a month after that. We got a VIP list, so if you're looking for homes like this to be emailed directly to you and you're not ready for that phone call with a realtor, mortgage broker, or anything like that, or you just want to see pretty homes like that, the VIP list is on the QR code somewhere on the screen and in the description as well. It's just a simple form. Just put your criteria in there, put what you're looking for, where you're looking, price point, anything important, and the contact information so I can send properties to you. And then when I'm done doing appointments or videos, I get back to the computer and I send you that property list. And I'm always doing like a little intro video text, so be on the lookout for that, where you'll get my direct number as well, which you also have it here on the screen if you want to call or text me. But VIP list right there down in the description. And if you're a first-time home buyer or you want a refresher on what the home buying process is like, I got a webinar happening as well. It's going to be on Zoom, so it's going to be virtual. You can leave your cameras off if you want to. On that same QR code and down in the description will be that link for that webinar, where we're going to go over the home buying process, some programs that might be available, some best practices, credit tips, and we could possibly run some scenarios right on the spot right there. And the best part is we can get some of these scenarios around with just soft credit pulls. One of the biggest things that scares people is, oh, I don't want to do a hard credit pull right now. Well, we can actually get started with a conversation with a soft credit pull. And if I'm talking too much already, we've introduced the silent channel. Well, there's music in the background. So if you're looking for home tours, like beautiful homes like this, and you don't want to hear all the jibber jabber for 20, 30, 40 minutes, which by the way, some of our videos are making it to 40 minutes with a lot of information. So some people like it, some people don't. If you just want the walkthrough, in the description or on my website, you're gonna have the link to go straight to that channel where you can see the same house, but just the walkthrough. All right, let's start on the outside. Today we're checking out For You Custom Homes. Very popular floor plan. You see that red door. You've seen it in a few other videos as well if you're watching a lot of YouTube realtors out here in Ocala or Marion Oaks. By the way, if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Joe Denny. I'm one of the many YouTube realtors out here in Ocala. I've actually been doing this for like 6 or 7 years, sold hundreds of homes. I'm in the mortgage industry as well. So I'm able to shop up to 61 lenders with one credit pool. And you don't actually have to do a hard credit pool right away to get a conversation going. I have clients now that are 2 years out, 3 years out, and we're doing soft credit pools now to kind of get their scenarios going, to see what they would kind of qualify for, or building a roadmap for them, like building that journey for them. And I'll tell you right now, call 5 or 6 other lenders and watch them all tell you, hey, you know, we're not going to do all that until you're like 3 to 6 months ready. I'll be able to help you out, you know, super early to kind of get an idea of what you can or cannot qualify for. Also, I'm like one of the only ones that is willing to show you these homes when you're not ready, because some of the other realtors are like, oh, I'm not going to show you the home if you're not ready. Whereas I'm like, hey, let's go hang out. Let's go see these houses. Let's go see what you like or don't like. So if you've been looking for a home somewhere in Florida, consider me a resource and subscribe to the channel. That way you can get updates on beautiful homes like this. By the way, look at this lot size. It's an amazing lot back here. And I'll put my contact information up on the screen so that if you're trying to call, text, or if you don't want to talk right now, you just want like property sent to you, there's that VIP list. And also, the office is open until 10 p.m. Eastern. So I have clients that are in California, different parts of Canada, different parts of the world. So rest assured, I'll be able to help you 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know how or why. One of the people texted me at 3 a.m. last night. I was sleeping, so I saw it in the morning, but 10 p.m. I mean, text me either way, and when I get in the morning, I'll just be able to respond to you. But I'm pretty flexible with my time so that I can help you guys, even if you work like retail, long hours, or different time zones as well. All right, let's go inside your new home. Loving the curb appeal. really nice. We're in Marion Oaks, Unit 3. So there's several units in Marion Oaks where the bigger the number, you'll see more new houses. But in these older units like 1, 2, and 3, you'll see a combination of older homes and some new homes that were put on these different spot lots, these scattered lots throughout the. So if you don't mind living next to a few older homes, this is it. But if you just want all the brand new homes, you might want to go further up into the units that are higher. All right, you walk in, you're gonna have access to your living room and your kitchen right over there with the island. This is a 4-3, so you're gonna have 3 full bathrooms. There's a lot of floor plans over here in this side of town for like the high 200s, low 300s with just 4 2s, with a little bit more square footage, I would say. But in this property, you get an extra full bathroom. Well, you get a half bathroom, so 4 2.5. You'll get a half bathroom there. And you're gonna also get an extended lanai, which are some of the bonuses out here, having these awesome lanais to enjoy this beautiful Florida weather. So this is your entrance right when you walk in. So if you guys don't know where we are in Ocala, we're in Marion Oaks. We're about 20 to 30 minutes from like everything. You have the Target, the Best Buy, several movie theaters. We got 2 right now. And you got the Walmarts, the car dealers, like all the stores you could possibly think of. They got the Crumble Cookie, Tesla chargers, but you're still kind of like in the outskirts. So you're like 20 to 15, 20 minutes away, where it's kind of quiet. There's no HOA, there's no CDD. So you have that restriction-free living. And then just in 15, 20 minutes, you can get where all the action is at, with the entertainment, with the dining. There's also a sky zone as well. So if your kids are into trampoline parks, there's a sky zone there. Multiple parks around here. A bunch of schools are building another one. It's just a lot going on over here in this side of town. This is gonna be the other view. You're gonna get an idea of what your kitchen looks like. You have this awesome island over here. You can kind of put some seats over here. So when you're serving breakfast or lunch or dinner, depending on how big or small your family is, you might be able to fit everybody here and a few seats here. I myself, I got 5 kids, so I would probably need like 2 islands like that, and also a table or something. Originally, I'm from the Bronx, New York, so I specialize in helping people relocate from different parts of the world. I help a lot of people also in Florida as well, but a lot of people like, that I've been through the journey myself from state to state, so they kind of can connect with me because I can kind of help them find different vendors in the process to help them sort of like buy these homes remotely. So right over there, you're gonna have your primary on that side of the house over there. But let's take a look at this section of the house first before we get to the primary. So you're gonna have that half bathroom right here, so 4 2.5. Depending on what system you're using, some systems would say 4-3, even though it's a half bath. Laundry room right over here, tucked away, not too far from the garage. So you don't have to have the laundry room in the garage. And then you have this nice 2-car garage. So 2-car garage dimensions are 19.19 by 17.42. I know that in one of my recent videos, somebody just asked me to kind of like get the dimensions of these garages because of the size of their car. So this was for you. As far as your laundry room, nice little space here. You have 8 by 5.7. So you have the washer and dryer hookup in this little laundry room space over here. As far as like the living room, dining room go, from here to here and like there to there, we have 28 by 15. So you have a pretty expansive space here for like the couches, the furniture, the TVs, the little dining set right over there. That half bath, the guest bathroom, you're gonna be at 4.5 by 5.29. By the way, if you find value in me bringing this tool with me each time, let me know, because I know that some of these houses, based on the camera lens, you can't really tell how big or small the rooms are. And it only takes a few seconds for me to do this. So if you actually like this, let me know, drop a comment down below and I'll bring this tool with me over and over again. So right when you leave your laundry room over here that I was kind of showing you guys earlier, you're gonna be able to go down this long hallway. And what I really like about this floor plan is your primary is on one side of the property over there, and this little guest bathroom's right over here. And then you have all the other rooms over here. So you get some good privacy on that side of the house. So let's go in these rooms and get some of these dimensions for you guys. We're in room number one. Room number one, right when you walk to the left of the hallway, you're gonna be at 9.55 by 10.31 dimensions. This is gonna be bathroom number two. This is actually gonna be a full bathroom right over here. You got a tub in there, a nice little closet over here. This is gonna be another room over here, and another room over there. All right, so this bedroom here, the one next to the bathroom, 10.28 by 9.39. Other room, by the way, I don't know if I'm doing the width by length correctly, 9.53 by 10.5. I'm basically putting it on the wall and like getting to the other end, but I'm starting on different walls. So 9.53 by 10.5 for this third room. We got the primary, which is the last room over there, with some nice deep walk-in closets. But before we do, let's take a look outside. You can kind of see how peaceful and quiet it is out here. I'm buzzing at just those bugs. But I want to kind of highlight this lanai back here. I've seen a lot of homes in this price point, and none of the lanais are as big as this one. So you can put this outdoor furniture out here, kind of enjoy the Florida weather. I would just probably screen it in. That's what I would do. But what do you guys think about this awesome lanai back here? So how would this thing work if we're trying to get the dimensions of like this lanai? So let me try this. I have an idea. All right, so we got 20.61 by 5.6. So 20.61 by 5.6, pretty nice size lanai. All right, so we're in your primary, your favorite place of this entire home, with the two walk-in closets, awesome bathroom behind me with the shower and the tub combo. 11.47 by 12.56. Those are the dimensions for your primary, and you got the ceiling fan as well. All right, so I opened the doors up so you kind of get an idea of your closets here. This one here, I just measured it. You got 6.421 by 3.57. This one here on the other side, you're gonna have 5.128 by 3.625. So one is a little bit bigger than the other one here, but that shouldn't be an issue. And now we have your primary bathroom. Very luxurious, very nice, very demure. All right, so the plants don't come with the house. I think it's just part of staging. But if you want them, we could try to negotiate it. We have this awesome tub over here. So if you just don't want like the shower, you have a nice shower actually. You also have the tub over here, and you have the toilet there with the poop door, so you have some privacy. Let me see if I can get you guys the dimensions of this bathroom. All right, camera there. All right, clear it. So we got 11.46, 7.03. Those are the dimensions of this bathroom here. This is definitely one of the top 5 bathrooms for a home under $300,000. Also, if you want to know about the numbers, I'm about to go to the home studio in a little bit to give you guys like the full breakdown of the numbers, down payment programs, and a few other things there as well. All right, I'm gonna read off some property details on this property. I apologize that I didn't memorize it. There's too many properties that I'm looking at today. 1679 square feet, so 1679 for 2.5 with covered lanai outside, stainless steel appliances, which you already know, with the 2-car garage, septic for the sewer, public water. I wanted to kind of talk about not a life hack, but kind of something that people don't know. As far as timing goes, when you're trying to buy your house, right? There's a process if you're buying with financing where there's a mortgage that's gonna be acquired. It takes about a few weeks, right? And some people don't know this, but the day that you close changes how much it's gonna cost to close, depending on what day in the month. So interest on your mortgage is collected prepaid for the month that we're doing the deal in, but then the next month, it's not that you get a free month. It skips the following month so that you can pay the mortgage the month after that. And here's kind of like what happens. Let's say you're trying to move in around February. If you close on a property in January, if it's the beginning of January, on your mortgage, on your settlement statement of when you're buying a house, the prepaid item, one of the prepaid items is prepaid interest. And they're gonna calculate what day of the month you're closing until the end of the month, and then you're gonna pay that prepaid amount with your closing costs. And in the following month, you're not gonna have a payment, it's gonna go to the next month, but when that next payment comes, it'll be paying the interest in arrears for the month that just passed. And going forward, it would work that way, where now you have a payment every month, and the interest is from the 30 days or the month that just passed. So in a way, you kind of get to skip you skip a month before making your first payment, which is pretty awesome. So if you're like trying to figure out how to time this from selling one house to buying a different house, then keep that in mind that you're gonna be able to get a little break for a few weeks before you have to pay the first mortgage payment. But it's not that you're actually saving money. It's just that's how it works out, where basically during the mortgage process, you're prepaying the interest of the month that you're in while closing. Then the next payment or the first payment happens after the next month, covering the month that passed. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, give me a call and I'll give you actual breakdowns of like what those closing disclosures look like with those prepaid items. And I could show you also like how a different day of the month makes a difference in your closing costs. So like later in the month, closing costs are gonna be a little bit lower than if you did it earlier in the month. All right, so if you've watched my videos before, you already know we're gonna go over some of the numbers and kind of talk about what the home buying process kind of looks like. So what I'll do is I'm gonna share my iPad screen here so you guys can kind of follow along. So this property is in 34473. We're in the Marion Oaks side of Ocala, Unit 3 specifically. This one is a 4U Custom Homes, the Uba Tuba model. Very popular model. If you see like that red door, that's their Uba Tuba model. $294,900 is the price they're asking for 2.5, 1679, 2-car garage. So 422, 0.23 acres. We got septic and public water. When it comes to calculating property taxes, we're gonna use a estimate about 1.45%. Now, this is not perfect science as far as like what the taxes look like. But what I can tell you is if you look right now, the taxes on the property are just on the dirt value, not the house yet. So what happens about a year later is the property taxes are gonna get reassessed. It actually happens a few months later. And there's common sticker shock. We're like, oh my God, my taxes went up. Now I have an escrow shortage or something. But if you go to the property appraiser website or the Marion County Tax Collector website, they have an estimator tool where you can actually put in a few pieces of information, like where in Ocala you're buying, the potential purchase price you're gonna go for, and if it's gonna be homestead or not. And it'll give you like an estimate. And when I played with that tool a few times, the common average was like around 1.45%. So that puts this one at around $4,300 a year. Estimated homeowners insurance, we're being conservative, $1,800, but we actually just got a contract the other day and we got the insurance for like $800 for the year. So giving you higher estimates so that you'll be pleasantly surprised if the numbers come in lower. So conservatively, $1,800. Flood zone X, so you're not gonna need any flood insurance in this property. And the seller had already put in the description that they're gonna give $5,000 toward closing costs. And you have no HOA and no CDD, which makes people Very happy. Now, scenario number one. Let's talk about a 3.5% down scenario. So FHA loan, pretty common loan, government-backed loan. So 3.5% down, 96.5% is being financed by the bank. Monthly PITI, which is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, PITI, floats around the low to mid 2000s. This number changes daily because the rates aren't locked until your rate gets locked. So the rates are kind of like going up and down, up and down. But at this time, when we're making this video, you'll be like in the low to mid 2000s for a property like that. 3.5% down of the 294,900 is about 10,322. But then when you're buying a home, there's other fees called closing costs. So there's a bunch of things in there like lender fees, title fees, lien search, prorated taxes, prepaid insurance, doc stamps. There's so many things that go into closing costs, but an estimate would be anywhere between like 3.5% to like 5%. So let's use a 4% number. So right around $12,000. That puts the total cash to close between your down payment and your closing costs a little bit over $20,000. So 20 to 23,000, let's say. But the good news is we already know the seller's motivated enough to give you $5,000 property. So this 22 becomes like a 17 number. But if you want me to push it a little bit harder, I can, and I can kind of see if they'll give us a better deal. Because I've seen some sellers say, we'll give you this much, and then we're like, oh, but okay, we're gonna go to another house. And then they call me back like, hey, no, come back, we'll give you more money. So if you need a better deal, then let me know and I'll try my best to make it happen. VA loan, 0% down, 100% financing. Payments right around the same thing, low to mid 2000s, no down payment, similar closing costs. And if you wanted to, we can ask the seller to help you with the concessions. And I've had scenarios with the VA loan where at closing, one scenario got a refund because they put the deposit, of course. And when everything balanced out, they got a refund back at closing. So they literally had to basically almost pay nothing to get into the home. We also have down payment assistance options. So if you want to go, let's say, to the FHA option, I have a program that would help you cover the 3.5% down. And then if I can get the seller to give you a concession, we can make a good deal happen. We just had a closing literally 48 hours ago where between the down payment assistance program and the closing cost concessions that we got the client, total out of pocket to put this house in their name, to buy this house, was $2,600. It was a $1,000 deposit, $1,600 at closing. So there was also an inspection and an appraisal order or whatever. So we were like at $2 to $3 grand-ish total to get into this house. Now the down payment assistance program, they're not free money, you're borrowing the money. So depending on your scenario, the payments might be higher if you borrow it. But the good news is with me, I'll give you both scenarios, I'll let you pick. As far as conventional goes, if you're buying it as a primary residence with a conventional 5%, same thing, low 2000s, a little bit more of a down payment, 14,745, closing cost 4%, cash to close a little bit, $27,000. Max concession though that we can ask for on a conventional is 3%, whereas in FHA we can ask for the 6% and in a VA we can ask for the 4%. Now, buying a vacation home, second home scenario, 10% down, puts your cash to close around 29, closing costs around 12. Your cash to close 40, 50 grand. And sometimes when you're buying it as an investment property or like a vacation home, sometimes there's points that have to be paid. But I could run that scenario by you if you want to buy it like that. Now, there is a difference between buying it as 20% down for a primary residence and buying it for like an investment property. The rate's going to be a little bit higher on the investment property because it's a little bit riskier. And the insurance is also a little bit higher when you're buying it as an investment property. And the taxes are a little bit higher when you're buying it as an investment property because you're not going to be able to homestead the property like you would if it was your primary. So this is assuming like a primary residence type of 20% down. You'd be like in the twos, $59,000 there down payment, 12K here. You'd be at 75K with a, so I'm not sure why it says that, but yeah, you're not gonna get 9% seller concession. Now, these are some of the buyer tips. When you're buying a home, the month in which you're in contract, the day that you close makes a difference for your cash to close. And what I mean by that is they're calculating things to the day. Like they're calculating the prepaid, the prorated taxes. They're calculating the prepaid insurance. They're also calculating the prepaid interest. So if you're buying a home in January, any day in January, there won't be a mortgage payment due in February. The first payment is due in March. So if you're buying a home in April, there's no mortgage payment due in May. The first one's gonna be in June. But here's what ends up happening. Depending on where in the month you buy it, so the mid-month January, the bank's charging you prepaid interest from that day of closing to the end of January. And then all the interest for February is gonna be charged on your first mortgage payment in March. It's kind of like this illusion, I would say, of like skipping a payment. It's not that anything's like being waived or anything, but yes, you do skip a month. You don't skip a payment, but you do skip a month of when your payment is due. So a lot of people don't know that. So you might be able to start your home buying journey even earlier. Think about you trying to time you selling one house, buying one house, you ending a lease, trying to buy a house. There's so many different scenarios in which you don't want to cut it too close, where you can actually start earlier because of that, like skip a month payment situation. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that right there. And that's gonna kind of like outline how that would work. Now, if you're buying it as a rental property, this may or may not cash flow that well. Max, you'll probably get like $2,200 a month in rent. So the prices are a little bit high over there. The rents haven't caught up yet to like, get higher than that, but hopefully that's soon to come in the future. Now, I wanted to go over like kind of like what the home buying process looks like and what the experience looks like working with me. Being a licensed mortgage loan officer for a mortgage broker, I'm able to shop 61 lenders with one credit pull. And if you want to get started to have the conversation, we can actually start with a soft credit pull, which is pretty awesome. We're gonna get a soft credit pull. We import your liabilities and your scores. We figure out what programs are available. We play around with the DTI to kind of figure out, does this work? Does this not work? Or what would get it to work? I'm able to go in and omit certain things and say, well, this debt only has like a few months left, so the underwriter may not count it. Or this debt, this car payment is somebody they co-signed for, and they can explain that they're not the one making the payment because I can get 12 months of bank statements from the cousin who's actually paying the bill. There's different ways to get creative. It's not a black and white scenario. So I advise you to reach out so we can actually run your scenario to see what works and what wouldn't work as far as like getting a pre-approval done. When it's time to meet, Florida and the whole country, actually, NAR has this rule where you have to kind of be in some sort of agreement with like the realtor that's going to help you. You could do a long-term one, which is the exclusive buyer-broker agreement, or you could do a temporary one, which is a showing agreement. So depending on what relationship we have and how much you want me to help or not help, you could tell me, hey, I just want to do a showing agreement for like 2 days and then we'll see how it goes. Cool. Or hey, I want to do an exclusive buyer broker agreement. I've done my research. I want you to help me. Lock me in for 6 months. Let's buy a house in 1 month. Whatever you want to do will work with you. We'll talk about the buyer protections in there, and I'll give you my personal guidance on the home buying process. The way that I collaborate with clients on their property search is we have a modern website, which you can scroll around and see all the properties, which links to like all the MLSs locally. So the same properties you're gonna find on realtor.com, Zillow, you'll find them on my website. The good news is if you click on one of the properties, you're not gonna get a bunch of agents calling you like you would on Zillow or on realtor.com. So you're able to like and favorite the properties on my website, and I'm able to see on my end which ones you liked. That way when it's time to do an appointment, I usually go in like a business day or two before our appointment day so I can have the most updated list, and then I start scheduling them. Because I've done it before where the appointment's 2 weeks out, I'm scheduling like 10 showings and then 3 of those properties go pending, 1 comes off the market, and then I have to redo the entire route or else we're gonna be too early at one of the houses or too late at a different house. So I usually like going in a business day or two before our showing date to schedule the showings. And the website that I use is so awesome because you can save and unsave properties in your portal, and I'm able to see it on my side. Super quick or super easy. We then have to figure out, we've seen all these houses, we like some, we don't like some. Is the goal to like find the dream home, or is the goal to find 3 possibilities and see who gives you the best deal? You get to decide that. You get to decide, hey, this is the home that I want. I don't care about the deal. Or I like these 3, figure out who's gonna give me the most closing costs or the biggest discount. And then I'll put that in writing, obviously. And then we gotta figure out if your offer is accepted. How much of an initial deposit would you pay within 3 days to the title company? You don't send me any money or the seller any money. It gets handled by a title company. We're gonna add into your offers protective clauses, which we call contingencies. So when you're buying a home, even though they're brand new, these homes that we're looking at, you wanna make sure you get a home inspection, because I have not seen not one new home yet not have any issues. But the sellers are very lean, they're motivated. They wanna work with you. So they'll send their contractor back out there and fix the things to get you right and take care of you. Plus there's warranties included as well. But I have to add contingencies into your contract to protect you. Inspection contingency, so if something pops up during the inspection, your deposit is safe. Appraisal contingency, if the property is not worth what we're in contract for, we got to refigure that out. Your deposit is safe. Financing contingency, something pops up that wasn't your fault and nobody knew about and sort of like hurts the financing, your deposit could be safe. Sale of buyer home contingency, if you're selling a home, but you want to buy this house, I don't want to risk your deposit, so we're going to add a contingency in there. Sellers hate my offers because I pack them with contingencies, but buyers like them because they're protected. So we talk about that. When you get a home under contract, in the first week, there's an inspection, and in the second or third, there's an appraisal. Inspector's job, verify the condition of the property. Appraiser's job, verify the value of the property. And it's crazy because nobody really knows the value of a property. It's a temporary opinion of value because they're looking at like recent sales. So if I go in today and I see the recent sales and 2 weeks later, different recent sales happen, does that mean your property's worth more or less? Yeah. So appraisals are temporary opinions of value, which can change at any moment. You can actually send two appraisers the same day, two appraisers, and they'll probably pick different comps and come up with a different value. Craziest thing ever. So once we're further along in the process, I'll have a processor that works with me to help submit all the documents to the underwriter so the underwriter can review them. And they're gonna go back and forth saying, we need this, we need extra documents. It's gonna be super frustrating because their goal is to get you to a clear to close. And that's when we finally are gonna be able to close on your home. That's when you'll be able to sign the paperwork, fund the transaction, and celebrate because now you're a homeowner. And these are some things that you wanna kind of like look into when you're buying a home in Florida. You wanna look at the new construction benefits, do some research on HOAs and CDDs, and you want to ask the title company and or the tax collector about the homestead exemption. You're able to save a little bit of money on your taxes because they'll offset some of the value with the homestead exemption, as well as added protection to owning your home as well with the homestead exemption. But that's pretty much it as far as like what the numbers look like on this property and a little bit about the home buying process. If you found any value in this video, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment as well if you have anything you would like me to add to future videos as well. But I will see you guys on the next.